Hello, Paul from Batley.
Yeah.
Jolly good. Right, what we're going to try and do is, you know the idea of the game, don't you?
Yeah.
Good. Explain it to me. We're trying to elect a member for the Batley constituency. What part of Batley are you from?
Howden Clough.
Ah, right. Know it very well. It's the high part, isn't it?
What do you know about Howden Clough?
Well, I mean, I've been to Batley lots of times. The Fox's Biscuit Factory, I've passed there.
Oh, yeah.
And if you carry on past the Fox's Biscuit Factory, do you not get there eventually?
No, well, Howden Clough's on sort of Leeds side of Batley.
Oh, right.
Birstall.
Oh, Birstall. I'm on the wrong road then altogether, aren't I?
Yeah.
Right, well, I'll turn left. And we'll get there eventually. What do you do for a living, Paul?
Lorry driver.
You're a lorry driver?
Yeah.
Ah, right. Well, we'll throw in a Yorkie bar if you win any records.
Oh, very good.
Where do you do your lorry driving?
West Yorkshire, Huddersfield, Halifax, Dewsbury.
Oh, just locally then, so you don't get sort of nights away from home?
Oh, no.
Never mind. Are you married?
Yes.
That's why your missus makes sure you don't go any further than Huddersfield, is it? You know,
Yeah, that's what it is.
don't want you down in Southampton or somewhere with all those southern women and things like that. What sort of stuff do you deliver on your lorry?
Clothes.
Ah, I see. So you work for a specific firm then, do you, delivering clothes around West Yorkshire?
Yeah.
Right. Okay, Paul, we'll see what we can do for you. First question is, we're looking a bit further afield than you go. What's the capital of Kenya?
Kenya.
Yeah. Now, think about it. Capital of Kenya.
Got any clues?
It's very difficult to hear a clue. It begins with an N.
An N.
It's one word. But, I mean...
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
And doesn't your missus know either?
She says Nigeria.
No, not Nigeria. Tell her to shut up. And, look, if you can't help, just... What's the name?
Avril.
Avril, go and do your knitting somewhere, because Paul's making enough of a mess of this on his own. No, it is not Nigeria, so you get that. Well, here's another foreign one for you, I'm afraid. What currency do they use in Switzerland?
Switzerland.
Yeah.
Nigeria.
No, it's not Nigeria again.
I don't know.
Well, have a guess. Switzerland, go on.
Uh,
It's the Swiss something or other.
Swiss franc.
Swiss franc is correct. Did I tell you what the capital of Kenya was? I told you it was Nairobi, didn't I?
No, you didn't.
Oh, it's Nairobi, the capital of Kenya.
Yeah.
So that's the answer to that one. Swiss franc is correct. So it's A to J, 1 to 10.
A3.
A3. No, I'm afraid. I thought you'd have no problem with that Swiss franc, because I assumed that all you lorry drivers had all your money in Swiss bank accounts, you know, numbered accounts. And
No chance.
Right, here's one looking back to your era, Paul. What was the year of the general strike in Britain? And I'll allow you to be 5 years out either way.
1926.
1926, dead on the year. So you remember that, do you?
I don't remember it, no.
No, you're not old enough to remember that.
I've just read about it in papers.
Oh, you've got the same paper boy as me, I think, out there.
No, I get the Sun, actually.
Oh, right, I see. You just read about the 1926 general strike, I like it. A to J, 1 to 10.
A6.
A6. So that's that, Paul, I'm afraid.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot for taking part anyway, and are you working tomorrow?
Yes.
What time do you start?
7:30.
Oh, well, you better get to kit then.
I better do.
If you're up early in the morning, Alison Joseph's on, standing in for Dick Rossington between 5 and 7.
Oh, yeah.
So you can have a listen to what a lady sounds like at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, I might do that.
Probably looks like your wife, but I don't know. What's your wife look like at 5 o'clock in the morning?
Very nice.
But, oh, well, there you are. Hey, a diplomat, eh?
Yeah.
All right, Paul. Thanks a lot for taking part anyway.
Okay, then.
Bye.
Bye.
There he is, Paul Birstall in Batley. And we haven't been able to elect a member for anywhere so far, neither Horbury in Wakefield or Newsom in Huddersfield or Birstall in Batley. We'll see what we can do with Val. Hello, Val.
Hello, Martin.
Where are you ringing from?
You're a bit faint.
I'm a bit faint. Is that better?
Well, not much.
Oh, dear. Tell you what.
Anyway, I can just about hear you.
Right, well, I'll try and make it as loud as I possibly can. Are you Val from the New Inn?
Oh, no.
You're a different Val, because there's a Val who serves behind the bar in the New Inn in Headingley. And I met her in there on, I think it was Thursday or Friday. And she sounds just like you.
Does she?
Yeah.
Oh, poor her.
You're sure you're not the same one?
No.
No, where are you ringing from?
Hare Hills.
Hare Hills in Leeds. Oh,
Yeah.
you're not the same one, because I think she lives in Headingley. What do you do for a living?
I work in a canteen.
A school canteen is that?
No, canteen at Elida Gibbs.
Elida Gibbs.
Mm.
Oh, yeah, cheap shampoo.
But But I'm off work at the moment with a bad back.
Oh, right. I think I spoke to you before, didn't I?
No, I've never spoken to you before.
Have I heard you on James Whale?
Yeah.
I've heard you on James. I knew I'd heard a Val with a bad back. Right, well, we'll move on with these questions. And the first one is, what's the name of the Russian airline? What's the name of the airline in Russia? It's had a fair bit of publicity over the years, you know, what with hijacks and things. It's Aero something or other. And it's not Aero Bar. Uh-huh. You don't know, do you?
Oh, God.
No, I'm going to have to give you one of these. Alright, love, there it comes. Right, we'll ask you an initials one now. What do the initials CID stand for?
Oh, I know it, wasn't it?
CID.
Oh, God, just a minute.
Just a minute.
I know it, it's alright, my mind's just gone blank.
Yeah, you're dragging it from the recesses of your mind. It's criminal something or other.
Criminal Investigation Department.
That's absolutely correct, Val. Right, A to J, 1 to 10.
C8.
C8. Nothing there, I'm afraid. By the way, in case you're wondering, the Russian airline is Aeroflot.
Oh.
Does that ring a bell now, Aeroflot?
Yeah, but your mind goes blank, you know, when you're on the...
It does. I find it's amazing, you know, because you sit here and you think it's dead easy, but I phoned up James Whale once, and well, when you're holding the phone and you got this disembodied voice in the background, it's very difficult to know what, and it is fate, you're quite right, and I found it very
Well, I mean,
off-putting.
you know, you can answer the question so easily. I mean, you asked one the other week.
Which one?
What bells would you be born under if you was born in London? Now, I wasn't born in London,
Yeah.
but I'd know the answer.
Where were you born?
Reading.
Reading.
Yeah.
Oh, right, so you're getting down that way towards London, aren't you?
Mm.
I went to the Pictures in Reading once, to the ABC3, and I can't remember what it was, because I used to live in Oxford.
Did you?
Yeah, and Reading is only, what, about 20-odd miles from Oxford, isn't it?
Oh, my sister still lives down there, you know.
Well, isn't it a small world? We better ask you another question before we reminisce about
Oh, give me an easy
about the southwest of England. All right, here's an easy one for you. Where is the Watergate Hotel? A very famous hotel, the Watergate Hotel. All I want to know is which city is it in. I mean, you can work that out, even if you don't know the hotel. Where is the Watergate Hotel?
Well, I'm only giving a guess because I don't really know.
Well, it's in
London?
Sorry?
London?
London? No, afraid you're not. No, it's in Washington, Val.
Oh, well, I didn't know.
Yeah, it's in Washington. Not to worry. Have another bash next week, and I hope your back gets better sooner. How long are you going to be off work for?
I don't know. I've been off since Christmas now.
Oh my God! What did you do with your back?
Well, I haven't been up to any hanky-panky.
I was going to say it's probably sleeping in a draft and
Oh, no.
and
No,
then getting up to go home. Sorry?
Got arthritis.
You've got, oh God, that's a real pain, isn't it? Arthritis.
Alright,
in more
keep
ways than
careful.
one. Well, I've got a slight touch of arthritis in my knee actually. When it's cold and damp, you know, it gets in there.
Yeah.
But I mean, it must be awful having it in your back. So.
Oh, I know, but it's something you accept, and but I'm going for some heat treatment this next week. I've got to go 3 times a week, and I'm hoping to go back to work soon.
Right. Well, I hope the heat treatment works.
How's married life, anyway?
How's married life?
Yeah.
It's a very personal question, Val. Well, put it this way, my back's holding up just at the moment.
Is it?
Yes, just.
I was just asking the question. How's married life?
Yeah, well, I'm enjoying it. You know, it's different from. You know, I've put it this way. I enjoyed being single. You know, but I'm quite enjoying being married as well. It's different, really. It's very difficult to say after a week. You know what I mean? Are you married?
I'm divorced.
Oh, so I take it you're not a great believer in married life then.
Well, I haven't had a very good...
You didn't have a very good experience. Why did yours break up, as you're asking me personal questions?
Why did mine break up?
Yeah, I mean, what happened?
I mean,
I mean, did you
I've
just...
been married twice, actually.
Well, give us...
And my first husband left me after 15 years, but my second husband beat me up in drink.
He used to get drunk, did he?
And beat me up.
Oh, right. So you walked out on him then, I assume?
I got rid of him, because it's me, you know.
You kicked him out?
Mm.
Yeah, because that's the problem. If your husband does beat you up and drink and things. I mean, where do you go if you share a, you've got to go to...
Well, I mean, this house is in my name.
Ah, well, you're all right then, aren't you? You're in a good position.
It's rented, but it's in my name.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's not so bad. Anyway, Val, thanks a lot for taking part. Sorry about the back. Sorry about the 2 husbands. Hope the heat treatment works. and I'm sorry you didn't win anything on the game either. All right.
You don't get too worn out, will you?
I'll try not to get too worn out. No, I've been allowed out tonight, you see, to do me programme, but I've got it. Yes.
Oh, don't worry.
Just for one night only.
You'll make up for it when you get back.
Right. All right. Thank you very much, Val. Ta-ra. Bye-bye. There she is. That's Val in Hare Hills. We'll move on to Rory, who's ringing from where, Rory?
Lead 17, Martin.
From Lead 17.
It's getting a bit heavy tonight, isn't it?
It is, isn't it?
So,
Yes.
last time I rang up, I followed somebody witching on about getting put in concentration camps in Poland or something, and tonight it's this.
Yeah.
I'm crying here.
Yeah, it's all human life is here, you know. Yeah.
Where would that be, Martin?
Right, well, where would what be? Here?
Where would all human life... Yes.
All human life, absolutely here, Rory. Rory, how's the heat treatment going?
Well, after my first husband hit me over the head,
Yes.
Anyway, I think we better stop that, do you?
I think we ought to.
And I've got a note here just to say, as an opening gambit, married man A, ?
Married man A?
Yeah, married man A. That invites comment from the person that's being asked the question.
Yeah. Well, I'm still pretending I'm single, you see. I'm not... I mean, that's the only way to get away with married life. We're both pretending we're single. You see. What happened was, when we got married, we had a discussion, because you've got to enter into it in a very mature manner, Rory, because you're a single man, aren't you?
I am indeed, Martin.
Yeah, whatever. I can tell you're a single man. You sound too happy and bright to be a man. Yeah. Now, you have to enter into it in a mature way, you see. And we discussed all the things that, that cause marriage breakups and that sort of thing. And we talked about, nights out with the boys, because that's often a bone of contention, isn't it, in marriage?
It is indeed,
yes.
So I'm told.
Yeah, well, it is. It really is. And we decided to discuss everything out. And we talked about nights out with the boys. And after a lot of discussion, Janet said she'd keep it down to 2 a week.
Well, that's fair enough, isn't it? Can't say fairer than that.
Yeah, so she just goes out with the boys twice a week. And I'm quite happy, you see. I stay at home and do me knitting.
Well, you always were good at that, so I'm told.
You what?
Knitting.
Right, can we carry on with these questions, please?
Well, you can do, but it's no good me having an MP at the moment, I'm afraid.
Why?
Because I'm homeless. So I would need an MP for the vagrant.
You don't get a vote? Surely you get a postal vote?
Oh, I would get a vote, but I'm not quite sure where.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what. Which constituency is Keith Joseph in? Is it Leeds North?
I've no idea.
We'll see if we can oust Keith Joseph by either putting in a Welsh nationalist, a Scottish nationalist, a raving loony, or the great Max Kettle who's standing for the Tupperware party.
Right. Okay, right. And this time, can I please have the questions off the easy pile, having humiliated myself on the last occasion?
All right, well, here's a difficult one for you. What does SALT stand for, as in the SALT talks?
I think we'll go for a Strategic Arms Limitation Talks.
Oh, blimey, we've got the smart asses answer now. Strategic Arms Limitation Treaty, is that? I was saving that for somebody like you, and you got it right. So it's A to J, 1 to 10.
And I've actually drawn a little grid this week.
Oh, yeah, well, you've got quite a few filled in, haven't you? So
actually, no, because nobody's got anything right yet.
No, what I mean is you've got you're supposed to fill in the wrong ones and then you can get the right ones.
No, I mean nobody's answered the questions right yet, so they didn't even get a go.
Oh, I see what you mean, yeah.
Right, let's go for F5.
F5?
Yeah. Let's not go for F5.
It's too late now. What's the capital of the Lebanon?
I'll go for Beirut.
Beirut is right, much in the news. A to J, 1 to 10.
Okay, this time we'll go for D7.
D7.
I'm doing a lot of spade work here for somebody, Kelner.
Yeah, not a winner so far tonight. We haven't elected one candidate, and we have the same 10 that we normally have. We have 100 squares, and 10 of them are filled. And Uncle Tony is there. He's not listening to me, but he will confirm that this is absolutely straight.
Yeah.
And no cheating. I've got a bad cough again. Right, who made an album called Madman Across the Water?
Oh, that would be the 5th album of Elton John.
Oh, God. I suppose you want 2 guesses for telling me it's the 5th.
Do you want me to sing a couple of tracks of it?
Yeah, go on, sing us a track.
Hold me closer, tiny dancer. I was the original Elton John fan, you know.
Yeah.
It's right, is that? I went round Leeds when I was 14, this is many years ago,
Yeah.
looking for Border Song as a single. And everywhere that I went in Leeds, including, dare I say, Valentine Bar, because I asked for this song by Elton John,
Yeah.
and the reply was Elton who, believe it or not. And I eventually got it in, dare I say Lewis's? Yes, why not? Lewis's were the first people to stock Elton John's Border Song.
Very good. So that's Lewis's, Valence's and Barker's. Do you want to mention Virgin and HMV while you're on?
No, I don't want to mention them now.
All right, we won't mention them then. Right, that gives you another square. Just one. I was thinking of not giving you one for being a total smart ass, but we'll give you one guess. A to J, 1 to 10.
Okay, I'll go for H4.
H4. Nothing again.
But a tradition would have it, and without wanting to even guess another guess, you can still ask me a football ground and make it an easy one.
Right, a football ground. Let me try and think of one, because I can't. You're not going to get another guess for this, but just so you can show off just a little bit more to your friends, if you have any, which I doubt. A football ground. Let me see. You want me to give you the ground and you'll tell me the team?
Yeah, be sensible.
Right, I'll try and be sensible and think of a football ground now. We'll go down into the 2nd division, I think, and we'll ask you who plays at the county grounds.
The county ground?
Yeah.
I should know that, shouldn't I?
I don't know.
I don't think I do.
No, well, somebody probably does. I've no idea myself.
Right.
But thank you very much for taking part,
Thank
Rory.
you, Martin. Love to jealous.
Okay, will do. Thanks
Talk to you
a lot.
later.
See you then.
Bye.
Bye.
It's a lovely day for singing, lovely day for love. It's a beautiful day, a wonderful day, and I'm in the mood for a love.
The sun will always shine, just as long as you are mine. The birds up in the trees all sing a song of love and strong. It's wonderful.
It's a lovely day for singing, a lovely day for love. It's a beautiful day, a wonderful day, and I'm in the mood for a love.
The day before we met, it rained and we got wet. Now there is no rain at all, and even if the rain did fall, we'll let it find.
It's a lovely day for singing, a lovely day for love. It's a beautiful day, a wonderful day, and I'm in the mood for a love. La 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 la
The grass is always green, and everywhere we've been, the flowers begin to grow. There are roses, roses, lots of roses, what a lovely day!
It's a lovely day for singing, lovely day for love. It's a beautiful day, a wonderful day, and I'm in the mood for a love. A lovely day for singing, a lovely day for love. It's a beautiful day, a wonderful day, and I'm in the mood for a love. A lovely day for singing, a lovely day for love. It's a beautiful day, a wonderful day, and I'm in the mood for a love.
There are NAF records and NAF records, and that is a NAF record. If you listen between 4 and 7 of a weekday evening, you'll know that's the top tip on the tea time turntable at the moment. Rennie and Renato, and it's a lovely day for singing. Just think, the Italians, well, they've given us a lot, haven't they, over the years, the Italians. The Mafia, Mussolini and Rennie and Renato. I think of the lot, I prefer Mussolini. Well, it's Lisa, Richard and Fred Bassett who are trying to elect an independent member for their particular constituencies, and we haven't elected one member, not an election all night. As Charlie Chan once said. So we haven't got one member in so far tonight, so we'll see what we can do with Lisa. Hello, Lisa.
Hello.
Where are you ringing from?
Ossett.
Could you speak up a bit from Ossett, because you're awfully faint at the
Can't
moment.
hear you hardly either.
Ah, well, that makes it okay then, if neither of us could. I'll shout and you shout.
Okay then.
What do you do during the week, Lisa?
Well, I'm at school and I work as well.
Oh, which school do you go to?
Ossett Comp.
Ossett Comp. And what form are you in there?
Forest A.
4SA.
Yeah.
So you're doing CSEs or
O
nothing?
levels.
You're doing O levels this year or next year?
Next year.
Next year. Which ones are you going to be doing? A whole bunch of them?
Oh, we do about 7 subjects, yeah.
Oh, dead clever. So we'll get the very intelligent questions then
no,
for you.
not very brainy.
All right, and which, where do you work when you do your work?
I work in a supermarket.
What, is that just at the weekends?
Yeah, I work Saturdays. I used to work all week, but I just work Saturdays now.
Oh, Joe. Well, you are industrious. That's just to get a bit of extra money?
Yeah.
What do you buy with your money? Records, makeup?
Clothes and all sorts.
Oh, right. Oh, well, that's awfully laudatory. Margaret Thatcher would be proud of you out there, standing on your own 2 feet, Lisa. Which supermarket do you work in?
Quick Save.
Quick Save?
Yeah.
Right. Well, you've given him a plug now, so ask him for an extra 5 bob at the end,
I will.
at the end of the week. Do you work on the checkout or stocking the shelves, or...?
Well, there's a private bit owned by separate people. It's fruit and veg part. And you've got to fill shelves and you serve at the same time.
Oh, right. Blimey. So I always thought fruit and veg was pretty... Because you have to tot up the bills, do you?
Yeah.
And you have to do that as you go along, don't
Yeah.
you? It's you've got to be pretty quick with reckoning.
Yeah.
Right, well, we'll see what you do like with these questions. First one is, which country is the only country ever to score naught twice in the Eurovision Song Contest?
Which country is the only country to ever score naught in what? Eurovision Song Contest?
In the Eurovision Song... They kept scoring naught. They're disastrous in the Eurovision Song Contest.
Can you give me a clue?
Yeah, I'll give you a clue. It's a country that has a lot of fjords. That's what it's famous for.
Country has a lot of what?
Fjords, you know, like a fjord Cortina and a fjord...
Yeah.
Fjords, yeah.
Norway.
Norway is right. Yes, well done. So it's A to J. That's all they're famous for, getting naught in the Eurovision Song Contest and having fjords. And what's the capital of Norway? It's Oslo, isn't it?
Oslo, yeah.
Oslo, that's right.
I knew that one.
Well, you can have that as your question.
Okay.
A to J, 1 to 10.
J2, please.
J2. Still no success. Now, who had a hit with Y Viva España? Do you remember that song?
Who had a hit with Y Viva España?
Da, 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 da. Y Viva España. It was an awful song, but it's one you remember the song, don't you?
Yeah, I remember it.
Everybody sings it when they get drunk in working men's clubs, but who had a hit with it?
Was it Sylvia?
It was Sylvia. Did you know it yourself, or did somebody tell you?
No, my mum just told me.
Your mum's told you. That's more your mum's era, really,
Yes,
than
it
yours. Right, what's your mum's name?
Sheila.
Celia?
Sheila.
Sheila, sorry, I just changed your name for her.
She
Sheila,
went
you...
to Northampton with me.
Oh, right, you were at Northampton, were you, Lisa?
Yeah, we were on the back seat on the way home.
Yeah, oh, yes. Right, on the back seat on the way home.
Yeah.
Wasn't it a good trip?
It was brilliant.
Absolutely super. I'll tell you what, we've got these pictures that were taken.
I saw one today because I came to look round Radio Aire. I saw one at notice board.
Right, well, if you want one, if you call in our reception, I've got a whole pile of them. And you can have one for now, so that applies to anybody else who came on the
You can't see us, too. We're right back behind Dave Silver, you can't see us.
Oh, well, behind Dave Silver, I'm not surprised. Hey, big ugly brute. I mean, you can't see anything behind him. I think we can see you on it, can't we?
I don't know. I didn't really see it up close.
Yeah. Oh, no, I think you're on there. Anyway, if you want one, if you turn up at reception, you can have one. Our compliments.
I'll tell Mick to send me one.
Sorry?
I'll tell Mick to send me one.
Right. Right, so you've got one question, so you've had 2 questions and you haven't got anything.
No.
So we'll ask your third question, which is, what is the main ingredient of coq au vin? And I don't want any jokes about the back of a transit.
The main ingredient of coq au vin?
Coq au vin, it's a posh French meal.
Chicken.
Chicken is right, chicken and wine. So, A to J, 1 to 10.
E3, please.
E3, nothing again, I'm afraid. So that's no independent member for Rossett, I'm afraid. But thanks a lot for taking part, Lisa.
Okay, thanks.
Bye.
Bye.
There she is, Lisa. So we still have not elected one single MP tonight. I'm getting craftier at the placings, but as Uncle Tony will confirm, we have all 10 squares filled, and it's all absolutely straight and kosher and above board. We'll talk to Richard next. Hello, Richard.
Hello.
Where are you ringing from?
Leeds.
Which part, Leeds?
Gibson.
Gibson. Right, yeah. Richard. No need to be shy about Gibson, just because I'm always taking a mickey out of it. What have you been doing today?
Not a lot.
You didn't go to the rugby then?
Nope.
Oh, you missed a good match.
What's wrong with it?
It was 23-13 for St Helens in the end. Leeds weren't really in it. They were in it for a short time, but St Helens really played a good deal better than Leeds were. Leeds were playing because they weren't backing up Leeds. There was just one man going forward and nobody backing him up. And St Helens played better as a unit. So it was 23-13 for Saints. So that's Leeds out of the Challenge Cup for another year.
It's usually the same with Leeds.
Sorry?
It's usually the same. The Suns go up against big teams like St Helens and OKR. They usually lose the battle, you know.
That's true. They've done that for a number of years, haven't they? They play a lot of attractive rugby through the season, and in the really big matches, they sometimes bottle out a little. Not always, though, because I mean they did beat Widnes in that important match last couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
And then of course they beat them in the John Player semi-final, but they're just that little bit short at the moment, I think.
And then they lost to a team like Wigan.
Yeah, that's true in the John Player.
Yeah.
Right, Richard. So you're not been doing much today. What do you do during the week?
I fit tyres.
Fit tyres?
Yeah.
Right. I've seen you before, haven't I?
Yeah, that's right.
You came in your overalls.
That's right.
I remember.
And you give me 25 really naff records.
Oh, come on. Some of them weren't too bad.
Oh, come on. Do a note in them.
What? What records were they? Just to prove the standard of prizes given out here.
I don't know. They were that bad.
Yeah.
That I give them a local jumbo sale.
Oh, well, there you are. You see, you've done your good turn. But it's the taking part that's fun, isn't it?
Yeah.
Anyway, and I've heard you fit naff tyres as well. I've heard I've heard your remolds. You know, they blow out off.
Well, if I put them on your Datsun, they will be naff.
Right.
Okay.
Anyway, we'll move on to the questions. First one being, how many sides does a hexagonal figure have?
8.
No, it doesn't. All right, then I'll let you have it. It is 6. A to J, 1 to 10.
C5.
C5. You didn't enjoy those last records, did you?
Well, go on.
Oh. We've finally got a winner. What we've got is a Welsh nationalist MP has been elected for Leeds Gipton. We've now got a Welsh nationalist in Gipton, and you won yourself 4 naff records.
Right.
In fact, it's the well-known Welsh undertaker, Die the Death, and he is now the independent member for Gipton. So congratulations. You've got 4 naff records. I'll try and make them even naffer than the last ones.
All right.
Now, your next question is, how many in a baker's dozen?
13.
13 is right. A to J, 1 to 10.
C8.
C8. Nothing there. Right, this is a fairly difficult one, I think. What do the Americans call a bowler hat? The Americans don't call it a bowler, they call it something else.
Have you got a clue?
A clue. It's a town in England. It's named after a town in England.
Oh. I know this. Give us an initial.
The initial D.
Is it Dorking?
Dorking? No, it's not Dorking.
I don't know then.
That's right. Dorking is in Surrey, isn't it?
I don't know.
Yes, it is. Yeah, somebody once said to me, do you like Dorking? And I said, I don't know, I've never dorked. But, these are the jokes, folks. Right, that's wrong. In fact, it's a derby.
That's it, derby.
They call it a derby, a bowler hat, like Laurel and Hardy wore. Yeah. Right, well, you've won yourself 4 records, so if you want to pop in your lunch break sometime, not tomorrow, because I'll be out in Beeston and Holbeck tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
Enjoying myself.
Well?
I don't know whether... I think James is going out there later on in the afternoon, actually.
Yeah.
To Beeston and Holbeck, but I'm going out with Andy in the afternoon.
You know when I come in for these naff singles?
Yeah.
Is it possible to have a look around studio?
I'll give you a quick whip round, yes.
Oh, thanks a lot.
All right, then. See you again, Richard.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers.
Ta-ra, mate.
Bye-bye. There he is, Richard from Gipton, who's got himself 4 more naff records to give to the local jumble sale. Fred Bassett is calling from Clayton West.
Barking.
Oh, yeah, Fred Bassett is calling from Barking. We'll just allow that one to sink in. What have you been doing yourself today?
Not a lot, watching TV and getting all my homework done for tomorrow. I've had the week off school.
Oh, you are, goody good. Why have you had the week off school?
It's holidays.
Oh, of course, you've just had your half-term in Huddersfield, Clayton West area. Right, well, we'll see if we can...
Hold on, before we start, I have a confession to make.
Oh, yeah?
I had a mention on Peter's programme during the week.
Peter Levy?
Yeah.
How did you get... I mean, you're not a housewife. What were you doing on Petey's programme?
Well, it helps me with the ironing when I had a mention, you see.
Oh, I see. You like to have a mention on Petey while you're doing the ironing.
And I'd like to thank you for the request on Headbangers Heaven.
That's quite all right.
And, you know, when Rory and Lisa are mentioning HMV and Quicksave and all that,
yeah,
I'd like to mention Mercedes and deliveries to Battersea Dogs Home, please.
Right, Mercedes-Benz.
And I've also got a joke for you.
Go on, then.
What's the difference between a monkey's afterbirth and a bucket of sand?
Right, well, what we're going to do is move on with the questions. And the first one is... Yeah, I know what the answer is. Is he... Are you there?
Yes.
Right, now we'll move on with these questions. We don't want sick jokes on the wireless. First one is, what does a numismatist collect?
A what?
A numismatist.
Any clues?
Any clues? What does a I'll give you a clue. Hang on. You don't deserve it after coming on and trying to embarrass me with rotten jokes which aren't even funny. Yeah, what does a numismatist collect?
I can't hear that.
Come on. All right, well, you're going to get one of these then for that. The sort of people that listen to Petey's show, I don't know. Right, second one is, what is sold... a numismatist, by the way, collects coins.
Collects what?
Coins.
Ah, I couldn't hear it. It's a very faint line.
Well, I'm sorry about that. I'll speak up. What is sold at Billingsgate Market?
Fish.
Fish is right. A to J, 1 to 10.
G2.
G2. Nothing. Still just one winner tonight so far. Your final question, in which sport is the Davis Cup played for?
Tennis.
Tennis. A to J, 1 to 10.
E9.
E9. Again.
Oh well. You want to hear the punchline to the joke?
No, I do not want to hear the punchline to the joke. Thank you very much indeed, Fred Bassett, who's ringing from Barking. How about that? Pretty damn quick on the old faders there. We'll ban him from the Sunday, because we all know the punchline to the joke. You know it, I know it. We don't want to hear it, so yes, Tony knows the punchline to the joke as well,
Marvin.
Yes.
Are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Right. Excuse me, Gov. Right. Go on then.
Oh, right, I'll shoot the sherbet to you. Where are you ringing from?
Headingley.
Headingley, right. We're trying to elect a member for Headingley.
Got a good joke for you.
Go on then.
What have John the Baptist...
Yeah, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear religious
No. What John the Baptist and Kermit the Frog got in common?
Dunno.
Both the middle names are the.
Very good. Oh, well, that's nice. It's clean. It's not funny, but it's clean.
That's true.
Right. What is the 25th wedding anniversary called? What do you call the 25th?
Oh, silver. No.
Right.
Yeah, wood anniversary.
What's the closest thing to silver?
Gold.
No, Lone Ranger's bum. Well, closest thing to silver, you see, because he sits on it. It's a little joke, that. Right, A to J, 1 to 10.
G7. Probably had that. G7.
G7. No, I don't think anybody's had it yet, but you've got it now. Who starred in the film Funny Girl?
What, do you want me to go through the chorus line, or would you... Yeah.
I think we'll have the main female star of Funny...
Barbara Streisand.
Barbara Streisand. You've probably heard about the girl who went into the hairdressers and said she'd like to look like Barbara Streisand.
So they hit her on the nose.
So the hairdresser hit her on the nose with a hairbrush. I thought you might have
No, I haven't heard that one.
Haven't you? Oh, you've heard it now. Right, Barbara Streisand.
So what happened after that then, after he hit her?
Well, what happened after that is, this bloke walked in, you see, and he said, how much for a haircut? And they said, £1/crown. And he said, how much for a shave? And they said, 1 and 3pence. He said, well, shave me head. That's an old barbershop joke. Right, do you remember barbershops?
Listen, didn't you live in Swinton or something?
Yes, I did.
Because I worked there.
Oh, right, isn't it lovely?
Whereabouts in Swinton did you live?
Well, in fact, I lived in Salford.
Yeah, and nowhere near the Lowry, was it, the pub?
No, it wasn't.
Yeah.
I lived in Salford for a while. Salford 6.
Oh, yeah.
But I used to support Swinton.
I see.
And well, still do support Swinton, but we got knocked out of the cup today. Because when I was there back in the 1920s, we had a really good team, Swinton, you see. So I used to support them. But I'm thinking of changing my allegiance to Leeds. But then they got beat today as well. So.
Did they? Oh, well.
Yeah, 23-13 by
Did
St
they?
Helens. Yes. Right. Have you guessed a square?
No, you didn't ask me.
Right. Let's have a square then.
What is it? A to J.
A to J and 1 to 10.
try J12.
J12.
J10 then, if it's only 1 to 10.
Yeah, it's only 1 to 10. You have, it doesn't make any difference. J12 or J10, there's nothing there. Which country's airline is called Qantas?
Australia.
Australia, that's right.
Bruce, as I say.
That's right, Bruce.
Tuber Foster's in my hand, yeah?
What are you talking in a Cockney accent for?
I know. I'm full of flu, I can't do anything else to it. My whole repertoire's knackered.
Your repertoire is knackered.
Yeah, because I'm really ill, but I'm here to speak to you anyway.
Well, that's wonderful, Pontius. I'm deeply honoured and somehow strangely moved. A to J, 1 to 10.
H3.
H3.
That sounds like a real loser square.
Well, that's a loser square. Is that a loser square? That is such a loser square, H3.
Yeah.
There's nothing there.
But thank you anyway. You know, you've made my whole week.
Well, thank you very much for taking part. What do you do for a living, Pontius?
You asked me that last time. I run a bearing company in Manchester.
Oh, ball bearings.
That's right, yeah.
Ah, because you insulted, you libelled one of my other callers,
Yeah.
and I've forgotten what his name was.
I said he was a puff and that he'd given the whole industry a bad reputation, that he was a disgrace to the term salesman, and that many of the buyers in Leeds that I'd been in to see as a sales rep, I'd suffered unduly because of his poor standards.
Right, well, we won't mention his
John
name, but thank you very much, Pontius. Yes, all right. Is he still... Have you gone? Have you gone, Pontius? Good, he's gone. Thank goodness for that. Whew. God, I guess you watch the libel laws. I mean, even the Queen's suing people for libel now, so you do have to watch it there. And it's a good job I'm such a responsible broadcaster. Right, we'll move on to John... I don't know if I can take John Kirk at this point in the proceedings. Right, John Kirk's no doubt going to tell us why both his wives left him, and all about his heat treatment. John.
Certainly, Martin. How did you know about the second one going? Has it been on the grapevine already?
It certainly has.
Oh dear.
I take it she used to get drunk, beat you up when she came home, and...
No, it was the Boy Scouts she objected to.
Yeah, well, I don't blame her at all.
This is it.
So, a 1-1 draw yesterday.
Oh! Yes, well, yes, reasonably creditable after last week.
They were very lucky. Man United were far, far the better side.
Listen to this, you see. Well, that's just hearsay. You see, we're such a great side that once you lose or drop a point, out pop the knockers.
Look.
And I tell you that I'd like to get my hands on these knockers. Definitely.
Out pop the knockers, eh?
They do. Yeah,
Look,
no.
John.
We stuffed Manchester United yesterday in the second half. They won the first half and we won the second. If you subtly listen to Dennis Law's, well, if you could translate them, his comments later on, he said, and I quote, as United won the first half and Liverpool the second.
Yeah,
and that's what he said.
You got to play the ball up quickly. You've got to play it up quickly to your forward-runners. Yeah, play it quickly, and there's no problem. Yeah, play it quickly.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Always play me balls quickly.
Quickly. He always says that. That's the one thing I remember about Dennis Law. He says quickly, but that's not very interesting, really.
No, there's not many remember quickly, is there, really?
Oh, dear. Do you remember, what's his name? Quicksall?
Yeah.
Blonde-haired player. I used to like him.
Albert Quicksall. 45 grand they paid for him. It was a record at the time, I think.
That's dead right.
Yeah.
Well done. So that's A to J.
I'll have oh, yeah. I can remember all these things. I'm so old. When I went to school, they still spoke Latin over here.
Yeah, well, I'm so old.
Well, no,
wait for this. I am so old.
Yes.
I remember Wilfred Pickles.
Oh, no.
When he was just a gherkin.
Well, that's unbelievable. Now, don't do the tap dancing one, because he's on next.
I'm so old.
Yes.
I remember the Dead Sea when it was just Paulie.
Good Lord.
Yes. Right, your first question.
I'm getting a question, am I?
Yeah. By what name was William Cody better known?
To his friends, or do you want the...
Well, to his sort of mythical
Well, it was
name.
Sweet William to his friends, but I think it was Buffalo Bill.
Buffalo Bill. As the Irishman said when asked, what creature is half man and half animal?
Yeah.
Buffalo Bill.
Very good.
Goes round the outside.
He does indeed.
Quite right. Well, we all do it from time to time. A to J, 1 to 10.
I'm going to winkle out the corners, I think, today.
Oh.
I think we'll try A10.
A10.
Indeed.
Well, Well, here we are. We're trying to find an independent member for Stanley, and we can't find one there.
I have an independent member myself in Stanley. You know?
I'm sure you do.
Yeah.
And and I don't want anything about standing as an independent and losing your deposit, because we've heard all those
We've
jokes.
heard them all, have we?
Yeah. In what county is Aylesbury?
Books, as they say.
It is.
Thank you.
There once was a girl from Aylesbury Books, which is the first line next week's Limerick competition.
Is it?
Yeah.
I should get working on that one. Has it got to be clean?
Yes. Actually, it's not. Whenever I stand in, I don't know what his first line is this week. Whenever I stand in for Mike Hurley on a Saturday morning, I always try and make it something, so the last line is, he came up to her for a kiss, or something that could be, misinterpreted.
The double entendre.
Yeah, so that Mike will have to whip it out the next week.
Yeah.
But he never, but they all keep it clean on a Saturday morning.
They do they?
Anyway, Books is right, so it's A to J, 1 to 10.
I'll try F for pheasant, 10 for 10.
F10, nothing there. I've been dead shrewd this week. Which group had a hit record with favourite shirts?
Haircut one thingy.
Yeah, and who remembers them? Haircut 100, going to be the greatest group in the history of the world, according to...
They were.
They were for a couple of weeks. Yeah. So, it's another square for you then.
Oh, well, I'll have to stick along this line of thinking, although I think it's irrational. We'll go for J10.
J10. Winkling out the corners, but not successfully.
Yeah. Like Aire, as they say en français.
They certainly do. Well, I've been dead shrewd this week. And don't forget that fiver we've got on the Milk Cup.
I won't forget the fiver we've got on the Milk Cup. I bet you were sweating when Arsenal, almost pinched it at Old Trafford, but...
Well, I wouldn't have minded then, because all bets were off. I'm not having £5 on Arsenal.
You said that the fiver was that Manchester United would win the Milk Cup, was it not?
All right, then.
I mean, it's academic now. But I was halfway down Burley Road when it was 1-1. I thought, oh, there's a chance.
No.
Yes, I shall remember the fiver. I know you'll need it now, being I wasn't going to mention it.
No, everybody else has mentioned it tonight.
I thought I better not.
No, right. Well, you're right. I do. I need the money. That's so. Manchester United. They better do it for me against Liverpool. Right, John. Thank you very much for taking part.
My pleasure, Mark.
No doubt you'll ring in again sometime.
Well, now and again I do it. Now and again.
Yes. Give us a call when you've got less time, as that.
Oh, thank you, Steve Wright.
All right. Ta-ra. Thank you. Bye-bye. There he is. That's John Kirk. Ringing from Stanley, but failing to elect an independent there. We'll see what General Sopwith Farquhar can do, ringing, I would guess, from the cardboard cutout village of Renthorpe.
Hello there.
Hello, you all right?
Yes, you've just suddenly gone a bit quiet, but it'll do.
Right, I'll try and keep it as loud as possible.
Can we first of all have the tap dancer joke?
Right. Hey, do you know what, General?
What?
I used to be a tap dancer.
Really?
But then I fell in the sink.
Yeah.
Good. We'll move on with the questions now. What was the name of Joe Dolce's hit record?
Let's see. Shut Up Here.
That's it. Shut up, your face.
Yeah.
What's the matter, you? Hey.
Yeah.
That was the one. A to J, 1 to 10.
How about?
Here's a footy one for you.
Oh no, please.
Which is the only non-English team in the First Division?
It's the Swansea.
Swansea. That's right.
Hey.
So A to J, 1 to 10.
J2.
J2. Nothing again. No. Who is the president of Zimbabwe?
Joshua.
No, try the other one.
Robert.
Yes, what's his second name?
Ibaigum.
That's right, Robert Mugabe is right. And I was going to say, when you said Robert Mugabe, did you know that Mugabe backwards is Ibaigum?
No, I didn't know that.
No, well, you know now. A to J, 1 to 10.
B2.
B2, nothing. I think somebody got that earlier on. But...
Did they? Oh, well, I'll have C2 then.
All right. There's nobody in either of them, so we're having a really...
enough time.
Well, I'm enjoying it because it proves how shrewdly... I thought I avoided all the squares that I usually put them in. I've put them in all different squares tonight.
And it's working.
And it's working. It's working a treat so far, and we'll see if we keep it up. Thank you very much indeed for taking part.
Well, that's all right.
Have a good week in the pork pie factory.
I will.
What time are you at work tomorrow?
We'll have to get up about 5:45.
Oh, well, you'll listen to Alice and Joseph.
I will, yes. It's better than Ross.
Well, I mean...
Right, let's have a Ross joke.
A Ross Dickinson
A
joke.
Ross Dickinson joke. Let's think.
It's not that Ross has got a big nose. It's just
no.
that his face is laid well back.
Yeah, tell me, has he recorded that News Corporation song? I'd like to know where you got that nose from.
I don't know whether he has.
Right, we'll have another one then. Let's think. What's the difference between a Ross Dickinson listener and a trampoline?
I don't know.
You have to take your shoes off on a trampoline.
Eh? You have to take your shoes off. I don't understand it.
Jumping up and down on the trampoline? Oh, forget it.
No. I'll ask Tony who will explain that to me while the next record's on. But thank you very much indeed for taking part. All right. Thank you very much. There he is, General Sopwith Farquhar, taking the mick out of Ross Dickinson. Right, well, that just being explained to me. We're playing by-elections and trying to elect an independent member for various different constituencies. In fact, we've got Mary next, ringing from Barnsley, who wants to find a member for Barnsley. Vicky, looking for a member in Morley. And Breda Jagger, don't believe it, looking for somebody in Halifax. And we've got a Welsh nationalist candidate, Die the Death, who's the well-known Welsh undertaker. That can win you 4 records. Moira Anderson, who's standing for the Scots Nats. And I tell you how we chose Moira Anderson. She was sitting up in a tree, you see, and we didn't know whether it was because you can't tell with kilts and everything, you can't tell who it is, you see. And somebody came back and said, it's Moira Anderson sitting up in a tree there. I've just seen her up there. He said, how do you know it was Moira Anderson? I said, well, I knew it wasn't Kenneth McKellar. And anyway, she's standing for the Scots Nats. We've got a little pink pussycat standing for the Raving Loony Party. And the star prize, which I don't know whether anybody's going to get tonight because we've not had a successful night, is Max Kettle standing for the Tupperware Party. So I'll tell you what we'll do. We've got another record lined up. We'll have a chat to Mary from Barnsley first and then speak to Vicky and Breda after the records. Hello, Mary.
Hello.
What part of Barnsley are you phoning from?
Darton.
From Darton in Barnsley. Right, what do you do for a living?
I'm a nurse.
You're in which hospital?
The Barnsley General.
Have you been on before?
Yes.
I knew I'd had somebody on from the Barnsley General before. Did you come in and collect some records?
No.
You didn't.
Sore point.
It's a sore point. Oh yeah, you gave me a lot of earache because I didn't give you a multiple choice, and everybody else I had. Is that right?
Something like that.
Yeah, I remember. All right, we'll make them difficult for you then.
Oh, thanks.
Do you know much about old-time music?
Not a lot.
Well, you won't like this question a great deal then. Who wrote The Mikado?
Oh, Gilbert and Sullivan.
Yes, Gilbert and Sullivan, of course it was. A to J, 1 to 10.
I've been told to choose B7.
Who told you?
A friend at work.
Oh, as long as it wasn't Tony, because he's seen the grid. So that's a friend at work told you B7, eh?
Yep.
Right.
Well, wait till I get my answer.
Friends like that, who needs enemies?
Yep.
Right, A to J. Well, no, you've got to ask another question first. It's another old-time music question. Who made the song My Mammy famous, and also starred in the first talking picture?
Al Johnson.
Al... what? What was his second name?
That's what Al Johnson, isn't it?
Was Al Jolson, actually, with an L. Al Jolson. Mummy, Mammy, I'd walk 1,000,000 miles for one of your smiles. That's the bloke, isn't it?
Yep.
Oh, you reckon? What's all this? Yep.
Yeah.
Very good. What sort of a nurse? Are you a student nurse or a staff nurse or?
Sister.
Oh, you're a sister. Oh, I'm sorry. I wouldn't have been so. I wouldn't have been so irreverent. I wouldn't have... So you strike terror into the hearts of young student nurses, do you?
I try to, but I don't think I do very well.
Because in my bachelor days, I used to know quite a lot of nurses.
What, that was a fortnight ago?
A fortnight ago, yes. Well, I still know them, but I've got to keep quiet about it. But, I mean, thing was, we used to go to parties, and there were tons of nurses there. And they used to be absolutely drunk as anything. And you'd say, 2 o'clock in the morning or something, they'd leave. And you'd say, off to sleep it off now, are you? And they'd say, no, I'm going into work now. And I thought, God, I hope I don't get any of these drunken nurses at 2 o'clock in the morning treating...
No, you normally wait until 5 o'clock and then contemplate going to work in a couple of hours.
I see. That's how it goes. You know all the little tricks, do you?
Pardon?
You know all the little tricks, do you? But as a sister, do you have to work these odd hours as well?
Yes.
Oh, so you share it out.
Yeah.
Right, you can guess a square now, because we've got Al Jolson.
K9.
K9?
Oh, there isn't a K, sorry.
There isn't a K, no.
C1.
C1. Right, this is another one which is Al Jolson related, this question. Who starred in the remake of Al Jolson's famous film The Jazz Singer?
Neil Diamond.
Neil... Oh, you like Neil Diamond, do you? Love on the Rocks.
I prefer Neil Diamond.
Do you reckon he does it slightly better than me?
Just a shade.
Song blue, everybody knows one. If you're not careful, I've got Chip the Ginger here. I'll get him in to sing his medley of Neil Diamond's hits, and that'll really put you off. Right, would you like to guess at the square now, then?
H6.
H6. Whoa! At last. Congratulations.
Have I got a pink cat?
You have.
Smashing.
How did you guess?
I wanted a pink cat.
Well, for the Darton constituency of Barnsley, you have elected a little pink pussycat for the Raving Loony Party.
Smashing.
Who'll be standing as your Member of Parliament. Who is your Member of Parliament, as a matter of interest, do you know?
No.
No, whoever it is, you're probably better off with the little pink pussycat, I should think.
That's my little white one.
Oh, you've got a little white one, have you?
Yes.
Mary's got a little white one down in Darton. Yes, Tony's interested.
Pussycat.
Oh, a little white pussycat, right. Now, if you're misguided enough to give Tony your details, I'm sure he'll send your records down. That's if you can't collect them, but if you're down in Darton, you won't want to be going up to Leeds to collect 8 naff singles, will you?
Not if they're naff like the last caller said they were.
No, well, you give them your address, and we'll bung them in the post to you, Mary. Okay.
Thanks very much.
Thank you very much indeed for taking part. See, you shouldn't have given me all that earache last week, because you won this week.
I didn't. Well, I would have won last week if you'd given me an easier question, because you let me guess at a square, and it was a winning square.
Oh, what was the question last week?
Oh, it was some... I still can't remember his surname. It was something... Well, it's the week before, because you weren't on last week.
Oh.
Science fiction author. First name was Kurt.
Oh, Kurt Vonnegut.
That's it.
Who wrote Slaughterhouse 5. That was a difficult one, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I should have found another one of those for you tonight, but unfortunately I've run out of really, really difficult ones. Anyway, you've got 8 naff singles, so if you give Tony your details, you will, at some time before the next Ice Age, receive your records.
Fine.
Okay, thanks a lot. Have a good week. Bye. There she is, Mary at Darton near Barnsley. So, hello to you, Vicky.
Hello, Martin.
Hello, very quiet. A little bit laid back this evening, are we?
Pardon?
A little bit laid back this evening.
Oh, I've not been out.
Not been out all day?
No.
Oh dear, what have you been doing?
No, washing and ironing and all sorts of boring things.
A woman's work is never done, is it?
No, it never is.
Have you got, are you washing and ironing for somebody else?
Yeah.
Husband, kids?
Just a husband.
Just a husband?
Yeah.
What's his name?
Vernon.
Vernon, oh, good old Vern. Yes, I sometimes do his pools. Yes, but that's Vernon, your hubby, and what does he do?
He's a sales exec.
A sales exec?
Yeah.
What does he sell?
Pub furniture and carpets.
Furniture and carpets. And do you work yourself, or do you just do his washing and ironing for him?
Oh, I work as well.
And
At Hunslet Library.
Oh, are you a librarian?
Well, sort of, yeah.
Oh, that's why we're very quiet. Shh, we've got a librarian on the phone. We'll creep round the room. What sort of books are popular at your Hunslet Library?
Catherine Coxon's.
Yeah. So it's romances that people go for.
Oh, yeah.
I've never... They call them bodice rippers, don't they, those Catherine Coxons? Because there's some damsel in distress always gets her bodice ripped off. They do if I've got anything to do with it. Anyway, that's Catherine Coxon's going down well in Hunslet.
Mm-hmm.
They like a bit of romance and fire and everything in their bellies in Hunslet. Right, well, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll move on with these questions and see if you've been reading any of those books and got a vast general knowledge. Which famous singing duo featured Sonny Bono? This is back to the 60s, the hippie era, really.
Sonny and Cher.
Sonny and Cher is right. Sonny Bono was Sonny and Cher. So it's A to J, 1 to 10.
C7.
C7, nothing there, I'm afraid, Vicky. Trying to cheer you up after a day washing and ironing, you see, but we didn't manage it. What's the name of the flower girl in the play Pygmalion, or also in My Fair Lady? What's the name of the character in the play? Very well known. Audrey Hepburn did it in the film, I think.
No, I don't know that one.
No, well, it's Eliza Doolittle.
Oh, yeah.
Eliza Doolittle in My Fair Lady. Do you want another literary question?
Well, an easy one.
An easy literary question, right. Do you know much about Dickens? Don't tell me you've never been to one.
No.
You don't know much about Dickens. Well, it's a Dickens question, this one. The Artful Dodger is a character in which novel?
Oliver Twist.
Oliver Twist, that's right, and also in the film Oliver, played by Jack Wilde, as I remember, the Artful Dodger. Right, A to J, 1 to 10.
D7.
D7. Oh well, back to the ironing board. I'm sorry about that, Vicky. We're not going to be able to elect anyone for Morley.
Never mind.
But thanks a lot for taking part. Vicky and Vernon, the double V.
Oh, yeah.
How long have you been married?
It was 2 years on Valentine's Day.
Oh, you got married about the same time as I did. Was it a nice day when you got married?
It was cold but sunny.
Cold but sunny, yeah. It was a bit dull when I got married. So Valentine's Day, you chose it presumably because it was Valentine's Day and you thought it'd be awfully romantic.
Oh yes, it
And
was.
then-
It was lovely.
Yeah, and now you've ended up doing the washing and ironing. Well,
Yeah.
you can't have everything. Vicky, thanks a lot for taking part and have a good week are you working this week in Hunslet Library?
Oh yeah.
Right, well have a good week there, dishing out the Catherine Cooksons. Thanks a lot
you.
for taking part. Bye.
Bye.
There she is, Vicky in Morley. Moving on now to Breda Jagger in Halifax. Hello, Breda.
Hello.
Where does your name come from?
It's Gaelic.
Oh, I see. Is Jagger Gaelic?
No, that's Yorkshire.
Yeah, I was going to say, because Mick Jagger I'm sure he's not Irish. So you're an Irish lady who's married a Yorkshireman?
Yeah.
Right. Were you born in Ireland?
Yes.
Which part of Ireland?
Tipperary.
Tipperary?
Yes.
Is that in the west?
South.
South of Ireland, yeah. Because when I went to Ireland, I went to Dublin first, Dunleary, and then down to what they call the sunny southeast.
Yeah.
So, Waterford and Wexford and...
Well, it's only 10 miles from where I am is Waterford.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I went
Tramore.
That's where they've got the crystal glass, isn't it, Waterford and everything?
Waterford, cooked glass.
Yeah, because I went on a trip round the factory, which was because it was chucking it down with rain, and the only thing to do in Waterford when it chucks it down with rain is go round the cut glass factory, isn't it? The crystal thing. But it's a lovely part of the world, certainly is. What brought you over to Yorkshire?
Pardon?
What brought you over to Yorkshire?
Well, we all come over, really.
What, the whole family?
The whole family, yeah.
Ah, so you came over when you were very young then?
Yes.
Back in the 1920s?
Not that far back.
That's all right, only joking, only joking. What does your husband do?
He works at a biscuit factory.
At a biscuit factory?
Yeah.
In Batley?
In Halifax.
In Halifax, right. What sort of bickies do they make?
All sorts. You name and me make some.
Bourbon biscuits?
Pardon?
Bourbon biscuits?
Yes.
Oh, they're lovely them. How do they get the biscuit bits to stick on the chocolate bit in the middle? Do you have to use glue at all? Or?
I don't know.
No, because that's
I
always...
work at a sweet factory.
Yeah. Oh, which one?
Not the big one. The other one.
Not the big one, the
I
other
make
one.
them 5-minute mints.
You make 5-minute mints?
Yes.
What?
I'm a toffee boiler there.
The what, sorry?
A toffee boiler.
Oh, a toffee boiler?
Yeah.
Right, well, that's a rather sweet little family you've got there with biscuits and sweets as well.
Yeah.
Right, we'll move on with these questions anyway, Breda.
Yeah.
And the first one is a literary one for you. Who wrote the book Watership Down?
Can I just ask somebody?
Yeah, go right ahead.
Who wrote the book Watership Down?
Watership Down. A little conflab going on.
I don't think any of them know.
No, well, it's Richard Adams.
Richard Adams.
You remember Watership Down, about all the rabbits?
Yes, I do.
Well, it's too late now.
Yeah.
Now, what is a radio ham? I mean, apart from James Whale, what's a radio ham?
Is it a local radio?
Local radio. Can you be a bit more specific? It's a sort of...
Amateur radio.
Amateur radio, like Radio Leeds, that's
Yeah.
right. It's an amateur radio operator, somebody who, sort of has his own little transmitter at home and puts out things. Right, A to J, 1 to 10.
I'll have G5.
G5, nothing there, I'm afraid. So, no members for Halifax. Now, this is a sort of nautical question. What are, literally, the doldrums? What are the doldrums?
The doldrums are when you're down and out, down in the dumps.
Well, that's what it means, sort of, when you're talking about it, sort of, during everyday life. But this is for sailors, specifically for sailing boats.
For sailing boats.
Yeah. They call a certain area of the sea, that's called the doldrums.
The doldrums for sailing boats.
How many people have you got consulting there?
I've got my son and my husband.
Your son and your
He said
husband?
it's the deepest and the middle.
Well, it's not, you see, and I'm going to have to be really strict on this. A doldrums is an area with no wind. That's how we get the experience. You know, when you say down in the doldrums,
An area with no wind.
it's where when a sailing boat is going along and it's the wind is carrying it along, and it hits a part of the sea and there's no wind at all. It's in the doldrums. They used it in Mutiny on the Bounty. They were stuck in the doldrums for a few days before they got a bit of wind. But that's what it's all about, I'm afraid.
Yeah.
So I'm going to have to give you another one of these, I'm afraid, in Halifax. Never mind. You eat your sweets and biscuits. I bet all your teeth have fallen out, haven't they? Because did you get free biscuits and sweets?
No, you don't. You get them cheaper, you don't get them free.
Ah, well, that's all right, because otherwise, you'd have no
I don't eat them anyway.
No, well, I suppose if you work with them all the time, you don't want to see them when you get home, do you?
No.
A packet of crisps. All right, thank you very much for taking part, Breda.
Bye.
All the best, bye. There she is, Breda, came all the way over from Ireland and got out, I'm afraid. Final caller of the night is Tarquin A. Biscuit Barrel. Hello, Tarquin.
Good morning, Martin.
You all right?
Just about.
Just
We're
about.
down in the dumps, actually.
You're in the doldrums, are you?
Yeah.
Why? What's the problem?
Well, I don't think we're going to get promotion. It's a bit bad admitting it this early, but...
Oh, of course you're not going to get promotion. There's no chance, is there? I mean, now Leeds United have finally learned how to score goals. They're letting them all in at the other end.
Yeah, I can't understand it.
They ought to try and get the two things together, because they scored 3 last week, 2 this week. That's 5 goals in 2 weeks. I mean, I think the last time Leeds United did that was about 1964, wasn't it? And, only joking. But they let in 5. That was because I was listening yesterday to the Radio Air Sports programme with Bill Naylor, and I heard 2-0 at half-time, and I thought, blimey, they're going to win a match away from home.
Yeah,
and then they tossed it away, didn't they, really?
There's too much to ask for.
Did you go?
No.
No, it's a long way, Carlisle, isn't it?
And I've got to go to school tomorrow anyway.
Yeah.
So your thoughts I'm a bit sort of dead in the morning.
You're depressed, are you?
Can I just say hello to someone?
Yeah, go on then.
Well, I'll say hello to Jane, who won't be listening, and hello to Johnny, who won't be listening. That's about it. Nobody else even knows the station exists.
Really? It's pretty depressing, really, isn't it?
It is very. How did Swinton do today?
They got beat by Workington 14-9. So
it's just not on, is it?
We're out of the cup.
Hunslet's still in.
Hunslet's still in, that's right. Hunslet's still in. Leeds are out of the cup, 23-13, beaten by St Helens. It's depressing, isn't it, really?
Yeah.
Should we bother with this? I don't think I'll bother with this game, really. I'm too depressed.
Oh, that reminds me, Martin.
Yeah?
I'm still waiting for me Northampton trash. This is this reminding now.
Yes, all right. Well, we must be celebrating the first anniversary of you waiting for that. You will get it, don't worry. And you'll get your own little personal Northampton record.
Yeah.
Because we got some of them when we went down there. I'll even send you a picture of everybody who went to Northampton.
Oh.
So you can pin it up on your wall. Right, let's get these questions out of the way, and then we can all go home.
Right.
Who had a hit with the record Wandering Star?
Give us a clue. Somebody ancient.
Was born under a wandering star. Do you remember that one? It was from a film called, it was all about a BBC disc jockey. It was called Paint Your Wogan.
Oh, Paint Your Wagon.
Paint Your Wagon. That was the film.
Was it John Wayne?
No, he is big leggy. It was Lee Marvin. Close. Right, what year was the Russian Revolution?
Oh,
I'll allow you...
My dad should know.
Your dad should know. He was there, was he?
Was it 1918?
Well, you're near enough. 1917, I think.
Yeah, well, I knew it when it ended war.
Yeah, that's right, 1917. A to J, 1 to 10.
Right, I think we'll have F4.
F4. So far tonight, just 2 winners all night, a world record. So your final question, what country does the Volvo car come from?
Sweden.
Sweden is right. Keep the lights on all day long. A to J, 1 to 10.
Right, I'm going to be daring here. F9.
F9. Well, this is phenomenal. We've managed to get through the entire night, just 2 winners. Sorry to depress you even more, Tarquin. That's Tarquin A Biscuit Barrel. It must have been a depressing weekend for you.
Very depressing.
I suppose being a Leeds United fan, you're used to having depressing weekends, aren't you?
Well, not quite this depressing.
I'm sure they'll go up next year. There's all, you know, because...
Yeah, well, I'll have gone by then, hopefully.
Oh, well...
Hopefully I'm off to university next year.
Oh, have you got a place offered?
Well, don't like to mention it, Martin, but 2 A's and a B from Oxford.
2 A's and a B from Oxford?
Yeah, that's the chemistry.
Right, Jove. Are you going to get 2 A's and a B?
Well, I've got an A in me maths and an A in me physics so far. I should have a B in me chemistry.
Right, so you're going to be an Oxford
well,
man?
Just as Leeds fans, you see. You've got to be Vernie to support Leeds, haven't you?
You have? Well, so you're going to have to travel around the country a bit from Oxford.
Well, it's near London.
Yeah, I bet you'll be one of the few Leeds United fans in Oxford, you know, in Oxford University, because they're all into boating. I mean, I would have gone to Oxford. It was just the fact I couldn't do the rowing, you know. That was the only thing that kept me away from going to Oxford. Well, I'm glad to see that we're providing something intellectually stimulating for you embryo Oxford graduates.
Yeah, well.
That's wonderful. You must, if you go down there, well, I'm sure you will, but when you go down there, you must write and tell us a bit about it.
I intend to.
Yeah, because, you know, and if there's any...
I'm trying to remember, let's see, they've got some old ex-Radio 1 DJ on Radio Oxford, I mean, Spit of course.
Bob Harris, I think it is, Whispering Bob Harris.
I don't know, I heard rumours that John Peel might be there if he's not careful.
Really?
You know him?
I know John Peel.
Yes. He mimics Alec Lester.
That's right, it's very similar to Alex Lester.
Yeah, boring.
Alright, we've got 2 sessions tonight, and tonight's sessions come from this John Peel, basically, isn't it? Basically,
Liverpool fan.
Yeah, basically I support Liverpool, and basically we've got some good sessions tonight, basically, from the Slaughtered Rats, and yeah, I know John Peel, I've heard him, and you're going down to Oxford. What I'd like to know about when you go down there is any of these daft societies they have, you know, because I'm sure we can take the mick out of them up here. If you so carry on corresponding when you go down there, and best of luck with your last remaining A level, and I hope the rest of the week isn't as depressing as it started.
No, you've got me all wrong, Martin.
I've got you all wrong?
Yeah, I'm on about my mock results. I ain't done any A levels yet.
Oh, I see, you got 2 A's in your mocks, so you're hoping to get 2 A's and a B in the real thing. Right, well, hope you get them, but if you don't go to Oxford, where might you go?
Durham.
Durham?
A B and 2 C's.
Durham, home of the Pink Panther.
Yeah.
Durham. Right, thank you very much indeed for taking part, Tarquin.
Good night, Martin.
Awfully good of you. I honestly, to read your letters, I wouldn't have thought you were a potential Oxford graduate with the best will in the world.
No, well, you don't need to spell to do chemistry.
No, all right. Anyway, thanks a lot for taking part. Ta-ra.
Good night, Martin.
There he is, Tarquin. Wally, he was just broken into the studio. That's right, isn't it, Archibald?
No, Martin.
Yeah, all right, Archibald.
Not been giving no records away tonight, have you?
No, haven't. That's true.
Just bit of paper then.
All right, I'll give you in a second. We've got an advertising thing first. But Archibald Nerdwally is going to reveal which squares I have fiendishly concealed tonight's winning prizes in after this.
Who would you trust for a used car? That new place down the road, or the Tony Thackeray Car Centre with 21 years' experience in selling quality, low-mileage used cars? Who would you trust for repairs? Your next-door neighbours, or the Tony Thackeray Car Centre for servicing and accident repairs with professional expertise? Trust the Tony Thackeray Car Centre, Texaco Service Station, York Road, Winmore, Leeds 14, near the Windmill Hotel.
Right, Archibald, here you are. Shoot the sherbet to me, Herbert.
Right then, Martin. Right. You lot. The Martin, what he's done tonight, he's been right sneaky now. These ones right in, then what's won tonight?
Those are the 2 winners, yeah.
What's this TP
That's
here?
the star prize.
Right then, all you radio fans then, your star prize this week were in square A for Archibald and number 8 for 18, like she is. That's a different story. And there were some more prizes, one in square A2. I've come on right loud now, haven't I? Hello, fans. Right then, if you missed that first one, that was star prize, we're in A8. And we got a prize in A2, one in J3. Now, all these sneaky ones you see were all on bottom row. Bottoms, that's what I say.
Gotcha.
Now, you see, my Uncle Martin knows what he's doing. Down here, on bottom row, number 10 was C10, D10, and E10. And then we're most at prizes, but there's 2 more here, 2 more sneaky ones. One in square I9 and one in square J9. So there you are, you see. You should have all listened to me and just go for all stupid squares what he never normally picks. Good night, and I'm off.
Right, thank you very much, Archibald Nerdwally there. And that's it from the Sunday Night Game Show. I'll be back tomorrow at 4 o'clock in the afternoon with the Tea Time Show. plus in Ross's show in Beeston and Holbeck. If I catch that dog, I'll strangle it. I shall break its neck. Walking the Dog it was by Rufus Thomas, and that brings us to a close tonight. I managed to last it right through to the end. Can I have a Bitter Enders badge, James? I've listened to it right live. I'll say to her after news.
Radio Aire, first for news.
It's And that concludes this evening's viewing on Radio Aire. At 5 o'clock tomorrow morning, Alison Joseph starts up with the early show, and then 7 till 10, it's Eric Smith on the breakfast show, and all day tomorrow, it's Beeston and Holbeck Day. That's tomorrow and Tuesday, and that'll be reflected throughout the day's broadcasting. 10 till 1, broadcasting, you see. 10 till 1, it's Peter Levy with the mid-morning show, music to do your ironing by. 1 till 4, it's Dick Rossington, standing in for Alex Lester on the afternoon show. 4 till 7, it's the very wonderful Max Kettle with the Tea Time show. 7 till 8 o'clock tomorrow, it's our Star Music Special. And 8 till... Oh, Archibald Nerdwally's just told me he's from Holbeck.
Right, Martin.
Yes, Archibald.
Right, Martin, you better come and see me tomorrow. I've got my sticker in window.
You've got, oh, yes, well, if you have a sticker in window in Beeston or Holbeck, Eric Smith will come along and have coffee with you.
You've got to get round early, though, because me and our kids living in Unslick Grange, and they're knocking us down at 3:30 in the afternoon.
Right, well, we'll try and get round there early. So that's what we got up to. 7 till 8 is our music special. 8 till 10, it's the return of Alison Joseph with Third World Music. She's turning into a right little female Dick Rossington now. 10 till 1, it's The Late Show with the Wally on the Wireless, James Whale. Many thanks if you phoned in today, and also thanks if you wrote those letters. Keep those coming in. If you want to write to The Late Sunday Show, it's The Late Martin Kelner, Radio Aire, P.O. Box 362, Leeds, LS3, 1LR, and I'll see you either at 4 o'clock on the Wireless tomorrow afternoon, or if not, in Beeston and Holbeck between 1 and 4 in the afternoon. 5 minutes past 1 now, so we've all qualified for our Bitter Enders badges. And, well, stay tuned to Radio Aire through the night for the very entertaining Tone. I'll see you tomorrow. Or later today, actually.
It's all on there. 3, 6, 2.